And it's another Xatu, which is 2 levels higher than his first one, so I'm gonna send back Raikou since it was so successful against the first one, and I don't think those 2 levels are going to do much of a difference. I think it's going to go down just as easily. So let's just check and watch. Yep, that's it. That's all for Will, who went down very, very easily. I was a bit worried about Slowbro, to be honest, since Spark wasn't going to hit for full damage. Well, I wasn't sure if it would hit for full damage, and it didn't. So now Will is down, and the next guy is going to be a familiar figure. It's going to be Koga, who we've absolutely wiped the floor with before in red, though one of his underlings did give me a hard time because if I remember, I completely mispredicted one of his moves. I think I switched in Gengar or Venusaur expecting a Toxic, and instead I got a Psychic. But Koga himself, as long as you don't allow his Pokemon to live too long so they can status you, he's gonna be no problem at all. And yeah, as he's saying, he loves those status moves, and those can really put a hamper on my Pokemon, perhaps more than his limited offense. And by limited offense, I mean limited offense for all the trainers in-game, and that even applies to a certain extent to the Elite Four. So here we go, Ariados is first, so that's why I chose Alakazam as a lead for this one. And yeah, it's freaking Ariados. It's not gonna survive that. It has no stats whatsoever. And yep, what can I say? I got rid of it as easily as I possibly could. Forretress! Now this would be a real problem if I didn't have Typhlosion, but it's going to be a walk in the park since I have it nonetheless. I know it has spikes, so for a guy like me who likes to switch around between each Pokemon, in-game of course, well, I also do it competitively because I'm forced to do so, but I enjoy the free switches a lot in-game, and Forretress is down in one hit just like that. That quadruple weakness to fire doesn't help, and neither does the fact that its big defense is physical. Muck! Okay, so as you can see, I sent back Alakazam since I don't think I've got anything else that's effective against poison. I don't have any ground moves for once. Well, I have Raikou's Mud Slap, but spamming Mud Slap for the purpose of doing damage is not the best idea in the book, especially not against a Muck that's only 3 levels lower. Venomoth, yeah, I'm gonna keep Alakazam in there, and well, I could have used Typhlosion, and especially since Alakazam is going to have a field day against the next guy. And besides, why murder a Pokemon when you can completely Pearl Harbor it? And who's the last guy already? Oh, it's Crobat. So this one is going to be easy. It's got so many weaknesses I can exploit, so I'm just going to send out Gengar with Ice Punch to wrap this battle up, since Gengar hasn't been used too much so far, though I'm planning on using it a lot against Lance for a reason I will explain a bit later on. No, it's not enough! Oh gee, this is not good! Should have gone with Lapras. Stupid! Okay, full restore, so that's gonna give me a chance to nail 2 Ice Punches in a row, as long as they hit through Double Team. I freaking hate Double Team. As a competitive battler, I can perfectly understand why it's banned. Not because it's broken, but because it's so freaking annoying. It always kicks in at the worst possible moment. But Double Team was a non-issue this time. I managed to land both Ice Punches through Double Team. And yeah, you're some sort of ninja, you are. You don't... It's not even a room themed after ninjas. It's like a forest. It's kind of like Bugsy's gym. What are you, like Bugsy? Completely effeminate at heart? Okay, so here we go. The next guy is Bruno! How did he manage to get promoted to the 3rd rank of the Elite Four? And by the way, he still looks like a shirtless Cartman. That much hasn't changed. and the fact that he's the Dan Hibiki of the Elite Four hasn't changed at all either, so I am going to completely wipe him out with Alakazam. Well, except for that Onix of his. I wonder why he's got an Onix if he's a fighting guy. Oh, well, I suppose it makes as much sense as having a Lopunny, a Drivblim, and a Steelix when you're a fire guy. Like Flint and Diamond and Pearl, but here we go. He sent out his Hitmontop first, so Alakazam is just going to murder it, and one interesting fact is that all three Hitmons have the same HP and special defense stats, so if I can take this one down in one hit, the other two will go down in one hit as well. Okay, so with Hitmontop down, I am going to send out Suicune for Onix. No wonder that he sent his only non-fighting type against Alakazam, but I'm going to pull a bait and switch on him. And seriously, I've fought several Onixes in Victory Road, but this one's a bit higher leveled. And come on, I'm still... Oh, I'm at a loss for words here. Why does he have an Onix? He hasn't evolved it in 3 years. At least a Steelix would have made sense. I mean, I fought a Steelix in a gym before, and this guy brings an Onix? Regardless, Hitmonchan, so I'm going to send back Alakazam, and as I've said, it knocked out Hitmontop in one hit, so it should take out... Oh, Mach Punch! How much damage is it gonna... Ouch! Oh well, that's a critical, that explains a lot, but yeah, there's also the fact that Alakazam's HP and defense is hardly formidable, but still, that's a pretty good move to have on your Hitmonchan, if only because the elemental punches are completely stupid on it in the first 3 generations, and oh, Machamp! So he saw that the Hitmon offense wasn't working very well, so he's sending out his head honcho already. But one thing about Machamp is that it's oh so very slow. And as a result, it's a one-hit KO too, even though it's a bit bulkier than the Hitmons. And yeah, Hitmonlee, just for the sake of one last Pokemon with the exact same HP and special defense. And you all know what's gonna happen, so I'm just gonna go to sleep while the HP bar goes down. I'm mashing the button all the while, yeah, I'm sleeping while mashing a button. Yeah, I'm good at multitasking, except not really. I really suck at multitasking in real life. So yeah, go face your next challenge, and it's probably the biggest challenge the Elite Four has to offer. So I'm going to take Typhlosion in the lead, because it's got probably the strongest attack in my team, which would be its Fire Blast, which I'm gonna need against her Umbreon. As I said before, it's the one Pokemon that I have no absolute answer against, because I don't have anything super effective against it at all. Well, there's Raikou's Thunder as well, but Fire Blast has much higher accuracy, so in case the worst happens and I need another hit, well, at least the Fire Blast will be more reliable than Thunder. Okay, so Umbreon comes first, as I knew already. That's why I put Typhlosion as my lead. So, let's see. Fire Blast! Let's see how much damage this does. I'm not expecting a one-hit KO, though I'm expecting to get rather close to it. Kind of like with Whitney's Miltank. What?! It's barely a 2-hit KO?! Wow! I knew Umbreon could take a beating, but like that, I am simply speechless. That is amazing! Defensive capabilities by Umbreon right there. And it's a shame it can't attack for peanuts, else it would have been much more threatening than that. Well, I'm kind of looking forward to it, possibly having Payback in Hard Gold and Soul Silver. That's going to be a lot more interesting. So yeah, Gengar, which means it's Alakazam time! Yeah, remember how I completely swept Morty's team? With Alakazam, well, we're going to have a blast to the past here. And I'm not expecting Gengar to live because it's even more frail on the special side than Alakazam is, if you can believe that. Next!